potential trade deal with China. As I mentioned, the president and the administration are setting the stage for a deal with China.
So Donald Trump just cracked on tariffs, and he said that the tariffs on China are going to go way down, and this is very, very, very bullish for the stock market. So I do expect a very high chance of positive policy shock. So essentially what that means in a nutshell is this. There's so much negativity priced into the market is so beat down in price, everybody's just freaking out right now. The price of gold is going straight up. That's telling you people are freaking out. That when anything majorly positive comes out, the market is set to rebound much, much higher.
But we could have a positive policy shock as well.
What does that mean? Like a backing off of some of the tariff?
Yes, we could have something that the market sees as a win. You know, whether it's going to be one of the 15 countries that we have a trade deal with, or a de-escalation with China, which of course overnight didn't seem like that was a possibility, but there is room for a positive policy shock.
And it just hit the desk that Jerome Powell is not going to get fired by Donald Trump. That is very, very, very good for the market too. We're going to break everything down and ultimately how to capitalize on this in your portfolio, because I have two stocks for you that if you buy right now, and one of them I'm going to give you a hint is Tesla, because they just reported earnings right before I recorded this video. And there's some really crazy stuff going on over there. I'm going to be completely honest with you. We're either going to make a lot of money or we're going to lose a lot of money. So I'm going to break down my bullish and bearish situation for Tesla, my price target for 2030, my price target for 2025, and we're going to figure out if we should buy or sell, maybe do some option plays on it too. So here we go. All right, so starting out over here on X, I posted that Trump just said tariffs on China will fall and he's not going to fire Jerome Powell.
No, I have no intention of firing him. I would like to see him be a little more active in terms of his idea to lower interest rates. This is a perfect time to lower interest rates. If he doesn't, is it the end? No, it's not. But it would be good timing. It could have taken place earlier. But no, I have no intention to fire him.
So this is very bullish for the market because the number one thing that the market hates is uncertainty. The market is a machine of pricing things in, pricing in good news, pricing in bad news, and making sure prices go up and down based on that. So now that we know that Jerome Powell is probably not going to get fired, and to be completely honest with you, I do think that Jerome Powell is a pretty good Federal Reserve chairman. I just feel like the Fed is always laggy. And honestly, I'm going to side with Trump a little bit on this and say that Jerome Powell is probably being a little bit late. And I do think that they should cut interest rates because inflation is falling like a rock. Look at this chart right here. And you can see coming out of COVID, inflation went straight up to over 9%. The Fed's target is 2%. Right now, we're at 2.4%. That's the blue line right here. So inflation is falling even with tariff threats happening right now. And I'm in the camp that a trade deal with China and these other countries is going to happen sooner rather than later, because the current form of the tariffs, how they are in place right now, and I get it, there's a 90-day pause on most countries, but if those tariffs go into place as proposed, it's going to be horrible for the entire global economy. So I just don't see a way that this is actually going to pan out and these tariffs are going to stay in place. So when tariffs go down and when we make trade deals with these countries, it's going to have downside pressure on inflation. And when inflation goes down, usually interest rates could go down with it. And when interest rates go down, that's usually good for the stock market and the economy. So that is policy shock number one, where I feel like tariff inflation is not going to be as bad as what people think. I think that we're going to make trade deals with these other countries. When we do, inflation is going to keep falling. That is good. Interest rates will fall. Stock prices will go up. That is very, very bullish for the stock market. And that is not being priced in right now. There's just peak pessimism in the market being priced in. And if we go over to this chart right here, you can see that the fear greed index is over at 24. We're still in the extreme fear category. We were closer to 10 just a couple days ago, but the market did go up today when I'm recording this. So this went a little bit closer to the fear category from extreme fear. But keep in mind of this. When people are fearful, that is the time to be greedy. When people are greedy over here, this is a time to be fearful, because when this needle's over here on the right-hand side, people are buying stocks like crazy. They're going YOLO on margin, YOLO on call options. That is when the retail dumb traders come in and they buy. That is not when we like to buy. We like to buy in the extreme fear category over here. Even though we're just barely coming out of the extreme fear category, I still think it's a good time to buy right now. It's not as good as when things are over here around 10, but it's still a very, very good time to buy because people are panicking, people are selling their stocks, people are buying put options, pushing up the put option premiums. And when they buy put options, I like to sell it to them for the higher price because they're willing to pay higher premiums for puts when we're in extreme fear category right here, which is the exact opposite time to want to buy put options. That's when you should want to sell them. You usually just want to to go against the crowd in the stock market because most people lose money in the long run in the stock market. The point of these videos is to help you guys not be like the regular person. So we're going to break down a few more things, the things that actually matter for the market, to know how to capitalize on what's potentially coming with this positive policy shock. So building a little bit more onto the Fear Greed Index, this is the Consumer Sentiment Index, and it's updated for April of 2025. You can see, and I know we talked about this chart before on the channel, but I just want to beat this in everyone's head one more time. We are in the extreme fear category right now on a fear greed, and consumer sentiment is almost at all-time lows. I mean, how many times has it hit this level right here? 1, 2, 3. I won't count this one, maybe 4 right here. 4 times since 1980, consumer sentiment has been so low. This is a time to potentially buy into the market. The market is like a rubber band being stretched down so far right now. There's so much pessimism in the market that when we get a trade deal with these countries and the trade deal with China, the market is going to rebound, and it's going to rebound much, much faster than you could even react to it to make money on it. So this is why it's ultra critical to get your position set up right now, because if you wait too long, the market move is already going to happen and you're going to miss out on the market move. Remember, this is all at a time that there's peak fear priced into the market, the volatility index is high, and there's one more chart that I'm going to show you that's going to prove that the market might be actually really cheap right now, and this gives you even more conviction to buy into the market right now and potentially do stock option trades. Let's look at that chart. All right, so check it out, and this chart's going to give us conviction that the stock market is actually relatively cheap right now based on a few different metrics. So if we look at the pink line right here, this corresponds to the Mag 8 companies on a forward PE basis. So this is roughly 23.2 as of April 18th. We were all the way up to over 31, and we fell all the way down to 23, which is this drop right here. The market went down sharply, but maybe that market drop was not justified. The red line right here corresponds to the S&P 500, which is at 19 right now. And you could see it was all the way up at 22. Now it's at 19. And I know you're probably going to say like, hey, Brandon, just look to the left of the chart. We're still higher than what we were historically. And I'm going to say this. Historically, interest rates right now are historically low relative to what it was in this time period over here, and inflation is expected to keep falling, and I do expect inflation to actually fall. So as inflation falls, the Federal Reserve is going to feel more comfortable to cut interest rates. When they cut interest rates, stock market valuations are justified to be higher. And also the elephant in the room that I haven't talked about yet is that I feel confident that we're on the brink of a massive AI revolution. It's like a massive tidal wave coming over us right now. And this is a gift on this dip right now because we're getting the chance to buy companies like Tesla and Nvidia and Microsoft and Google and Amazon, all these high quality companies at a discounted price level because AI is going to come in. It's going to make these companies more efficient, more profitable, higher revenue, and the overall productivity of these companies is going to go way up. When the productivity goes up, that's going to mean more bottom line growth, more earnings per share. And when earnings per share goes up, that means the stock price is probably going to go up. And I know it might feel like I'm going around and around and around with this right now, but I'm just trying to tell you guys this. The stock market valuation went down quite a bit. The VIX is high. We're on the brink of a massive AI and tech revolution right now that's about to come through. I feel like right now is one of the best times to deploy capital. I'm not saying to YOLO calls, bet the house, do a HELOC on your home and go put money in the stock market and buy calls. I am just saying that right now is a great time historically that 5 and 10 years down the road from right now, I feel like you're going to wish that you put more money into the stock market. There's so much fear out there right now. Everybody that you work with is probably saying, hey, I'm scared the market's going down. My 401k is down. You're probably all freaking out. Right now is a time where you make money. Right now is a time that Warren Buffett's looking at the stock market and saying, ooh, there's some deals out there right now. Maybe we're going to pull our money out of all these treasuries that we own and go put money into the stock market. Going to Tesla super quick. I just listened to the earnings call from Elon and I wrote some notes here. And honestly, I'm pretty bullish on Tesla. I do feel like if you're valuing Tesla as strictly an automotive company, the company is actually very overvalued. But if you feel like they're going to scale robotaxis to millions and scale their Optimus humanoid robots, the stock is cheap. I'm in a camp that that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen in 1 year or 2 years. I think a few years down the road, I'm thinking like 2030, we're going to have millions of Optimus robots doing real world tasks that actually help us out. And the robotaxi network is going to be scaled. He is doubling down for Austin, Texas this June, where they're expecting to launch the fully autonomous robotaxi network. And they're going to start with Austin, Texas. And if it goes well, they're going to expect to scale very fast. And if that works well, they're just going to keep scaling more and more cities. And it's eventually just going to be the entire United States. And then they're going to go global and do other countries. I personally have a Tesla, and I know there's a lot of haters out there right now, but I don't drive my car anymore. My car pretty much drives me everywhere. It's amazing. I love it. And it's only going to get better. Elon also said that Tesla is going to be hands down the most valuable company in the entire world by far if they actually execute on what they're saying they're going to execute on. I feel like they're going to execute on what they're saying they're going to execute on, but of course, there's no guarantees. So right now, I have roughly almost 1,000 shares of Tesla, which is still a small percent of my net worth. So if I'm wrong on my bet that I make on Tesla by just owning these shares straight up, I'm not going to be wiped out. I'm not going to lose all my money or anything like that. I have my ratios in check. But if Tesla actually pulls through with what they're saying they're going to do, those 1,000 shares are going to be worth millions and millions and millions of dollars, and it's still going to be a very small percent of my portfolio. So Tesla at the time of recording this video is $237 per share, and after hours, it's actually up $12 a share, so it's $250 a share. My 2025 price prediction for Tesla is roughly $300 per share, but for 2030, my 2030 price prediction for Tesla is $1,200 per share. I feel confident that Optimus is going to scale and the Robotaxi is going to scale. But of course, nothing is guaranteed. And remember, it's a very small percent of my portfolio. So like I said, if I'm wrong on that, I'm by no means going to be wiped out. Now, another company that is ultra critical to the entire AI field that I feel like is very beat down in price right now, fundamentally it's cheap, technically it's cheap, it's NVIDIA. So I think NVIDIA right now is a great 5-year hold if you want to put your money into it. So NVIDIA right now is $98 per share, and after hours it's 102 per share, so it's 102 technically right now. My 2025 price prediction for NVIDIA is roughly $150 per share. So yes, I'm predicting a sharp rebound in the NVIDIA share price. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't, and it's going to be determined on if we get these trade deals to go through with China. I know there's a lot of negative news around China and NVIDIA, and we're not allowed to export chips to them and whatever it may be, but I feel like overall this is going to get resolved and NVIDIA is going to bounce back pretty hard. Now, my 2030 price prediction for NVIDIA is roughly $1,200 per share. You might think I'm absolutely crazy, but I think that NVIDIA has a massive moat, a massive durable competitive advantage. I think they're going to do well going forward. And I just want to be crystal clear that NVIDIA is a very small percent of my portfolio. It's even less than what Tesla is, because you guys know the base of my portfolio is in triple Q and VOO. That's a NASDAQ and the S&P 500. And then when individual companies are cheap, I will buy shares, I'll sell options, I'll buy options, I'll use options to capitalize on that to magnify my returns. So now to summarize everything up, I feel like the market is very close to intrinsic value and the stock market dip that we just got is actually justified. Interest rates are probably going to keep falling as inflation keeps falling. I feel like the trade deals with China and these other countries are going to go through with time. I'm not saying it's going to happen right away, but I do think it's going to happen with time. And I feel like there's just so much pessimism priced into the market right now, all at a time that the volatility index is high. I just feel like if we get a positive policy shock, meaning we get some sort of good news from Trump and out of Washington, the market is going to go vertical. Now, I'm not saying that any of this is guaranteed, but I am saying that I feel like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, we are going to be very happy that we deployed capital right now. And I feel like we're going to be looking back saying, man, I wish I would have put more money into the stock market. Now, stock options are a way that you could really capitalize on this and make a lot of money. I'm doing stock options, and the strategy that I use generates thousands of dollars pretty much every single month in a very low risk way. If you want to learn how to do that, click the link below. I'm going to teach you everything you have to know in my stocks and options course. But if you don't want to do that, watch this video right here. It's a video that I just posted a few days ago of me explaining in even more detail about what's going on in the economy right now and how to capitalize even deeper than this video right here. See you guys there.